We are not in business to make maximum profit for our shareholders. We are in business to serve society. Profit is our reward for doing it well. If business doesn't serve society, society will not long tolerate our profits or even our existence. Good day, everybody. Today we are going to talk about corporate social responsibility, CSR, its meaning, implications, and practice of greenwashing and tokenism. Let's start by introducing our team. Our team called Smart Study and consists of 4 members. They are Adham, ZIYOVIDDIN, OYBEK, and me. I'm responsible for introduction part, definition of CSR, and other information. And Adham goes for Google company to explain deeply about CSR. And similarly, Coca-Cola company is chosen by ZIYOVIDDIN to give information about CSR. And conclusion is made by OYBEK. Next. When it comes to definition of CSR, there are several definitions of this term. One of them is the responsibilities that businesses have to the societies within which they operate. In various contexts, it may also refer to the voluntary actions that companies undertake to address economic, social, and environmental impacts of their business operations and the concerns of their principal stakeholders. Philosophers often distinguish 3 levels of responsibilities from less to more obligatory. First is there are ethical responsibilities to do good. This volunteering and charitable work are typical examples of this responsibility in this sense. It is not ethically mandatory or required. Next, more obligatory sense of ethical responsibility is the responsibility to prevent harm. A company has a responsibility to use renewable energy even though its actions alone are not causing harm and fossil fuels are legal to use. And finally, most demanding sense of responsibility is the responsibility not to cause harm to others. A business ought not to sell a product that harms consumers even if it would doing profit in doing so. And next page, categories of CSR. There are 4 major categories of CSR. One of them is environmental responsibility. Environmental responsibility aims reducing pollution, greenhouse gas emissions, and sustainable use of natural resources. Illusion of this activity, greenwashing. Greenwashing is a form of marketing spin which is used to deceptively persuade public that organizations' product aim and policies are environmentally friendly. Next is human rights responsibility. These initiatives involves improving fair labor practices, for example, equal pay for equal work, and fair trade practices, and disavowing child labor. Illusion of this practice is tokenism. Tokenism is a practice of recruiting people from underrepresented group in order to give the appearance of racial or gender equality. The effort of including token individual in a school or work is usually intended to create impression of social inclusiveness and diversity in order to deflect accusations of discrimination. And next one, philanthropic responsibility. This includes such things such as funding education programs, supporting health initiatives, and donating to causes and supporting community beautification projects. And last one, economic responsibility. Economic responsibility in initiative involve improving the firm's business operations while participating in sustainable practices. For example, using a new manufacturing process to minimize wastage. And now I'm going to give my turn to my teammate Adham to give more information about CSR from Google company's side. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Adham. Now it's my turn to talk about first company, which is Google. Actually, the company current CSR efforts are comprehensive and satisfactory based on international standards and expectations, but still there are some improvements in Google CSR, which we will talk about later. Let's begin with the Google stakeholders. There are 6 major stakeholders in a Google company: users, employees, advertisers and customers, investors, governments, and last one is communities. Let's talk about some of them, which is more related to CSR. Users. Users are individuals and organizations who use Google products. In general, users can use some Google products for free. And in Google business philosophy, users are top priority in its CSR efforts. And this philosophy states that focus on the user and all else will follow. And the second major stakeholder is employees. The company addresses employees' interest with the compensation and fun workplace design. Compensation strategy includes high salaries and various incentives, such as free meals and flexible workflows. Additionally, in Google business philosophy, you can make money without doing evil. It means that the Google CSR policies satisfy the interest of governments as a stakeholders. Also, Google CSR includes charity program through Google.org, and it has already provided 100 million grants and investments. And also Google.org aims to address some global problems like climate change, global public health, and global poverty. However, there are some weaknesses like advertising behavior. Sometimes Google advertising behavior is very aggressive, and also there are some problems in a user privacy, and it's important to solve this kind of problems. And another problem is related to employees, which is employee discontent. Sometimes Google employees protests against sexual assault and various forms of misconduct. In conclusion, as I said before, the company current CSR efforts are comprehensive and satisfactory, but still there are some problems that Google company should solve. Now, my partner ZIYOVIDDIN will continue.
Thank you, my team members, for presenting their parts in this presentation. And now, with ASKAROV OYBEK, we are going to discuss about the second company, which we choose as a member of the next corporate social responsibility campaign. And for this, we choose the Coca-Cola. In this part of my presentation, I'm going to talk about the main CSR campaign of the Coca-Cola company and its main goal. The main goal of the company is to reduce the carbon footprint of the drink in your hand by 25% in 2020 against 2010's baseline, and to reach the zero net carbon usage in 2050. In 2017, it's estimated that the company will reduce the CO2, that means the carbon embedded in the Coca-Cola company drink in your hand goal by 19% below 2010's levels. At Coca-Cola, the company continues to evaluate and make the changes in operations and throughout the Coca-Cola system value chain is to reduce the climate impact. This is reflected in the company's decision to bring several sustainable initiatives also under one goal, to reduce the carbon footprint of the drink in your hand by 25% in 2020. A goal of the company is set in 2013. Progress towards reducing the greenhouse gas emission across the manufacturing processes, packaging formats, delivery fleet, refrigeration equipments, and ingredients sourcing is now being measured towards the drink in your hand goal. Through they currently compose a small portion of the company's fleet. The Coca-Cola company continues to add the delivery trucks powered with the mix of alternative fuels, including electricity, natural gas, diesel electric, and biodiesel. Here I will discuss about the effectiveness and the benefits of CSR campaigns for the Coca-Cola. The many businesses, in the same time, the Coca-Cola company is aware of the benefits of corporate responsibility, but the company needs to better communicate with the corporate social responsibility programs to the general public. The customers love to support the brands that do good, and all positive press will help to build a stronger company reputation. The company shouldn't be afraid to highlight the company's CSRs. Think of it less as a marketing campaign and more as something that worth doing for the positive ripple effect it could have. That means that it could include its production and also the sold of goods. And it's also a more organic way to enhance the online reputation, because the news, media, and other outlets are likely to write about initiatives and link back to the company. Also, CSR greatly improves the effectiveness of the corporate reputation management strategy, whether the goals are to protect the brand or recover it from the crisis. The company will get it from the crisis more quickly when others are publishing positive content about the company.
Hello everyone, hello Mr. Byers, I hope you are doing well. Thanks for all my teammates, especially for ZIYOVIDDIN, for giving us samples about CSR, about their strengths and weaknesses. So now turn to talk about balance making and giving back to society of Coca-Cola company. So fundamental element for a successful business is having effective decision-making process based on effective planning and financial management. Financial rates analysis became extremely dependable by business owners and investors when taking decisions or investing. Financial rates helps to comprehend financial statements in order to take appropriate action to improve it. Moreover, it also helps investors to have a good compare between companies for which they are going to invest. So with the analysis and with the predicts of analysis, it will be also good for covering debt while investors are going to invest for this company. So as you can see in slides, there are 3 samples of ratios about current ratio, quick ratio, and cash ratio. So in current ratio shows the business ability to cover the short-term debt. As it shows in the graph, the Coca-Cola company in 2016 had a current ratio 1.28, and it became like having about 1. It became 1 by the end of the year, and it shows that company was able to cover their short debt. So in 2017, the current ratio increased to 134, but still it was good result, because it was kept on dropping for the following 2 years to 1.5 and 0.76 due to decreases in current assets. So in quick ratio focuses on the using current assets to cover the debt. So similar to the current ratio, the quick ratio increased from 1.18 to 1.25 from 2016 to 2017, and it declined from 0.95 in 2018 and to 0.63 in 2019 due to the decrease in current assets. So all of the analysis shows very good information for the future plans, and by it they can easily predict all increases or decreases. Now let's talk about the giving back to the community of Coca-Cola company. Coca-Cola continues to make strides toward aiding in the elevation of environmental issues after realizing that its fleet of developing their trucks of gases of 3.7 million metric tons of green gases are going to environment affecting our ozone system. They decided to change significantly their truck system by replacing their trucks with alternative fuels. and by their analysis and predictions, by their acts, by 2020 it should be like decrease all their footsteps in footprints, in carbon footprints by 25%, and it should be like this. So in conclusion, by doing CSR and giving back to the society, by balance keeping, most of the companies are trying to be in profit and have a good reputation on eyes of their